What's up, YouTube viewers? It's Josh Albo. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the mistake I made in my most recent video, explaining basically what I personally do. In my last video, I talked about the types of investments I make, and I may have used a bad word by using investments. I should have used the word speculation for all you finance and accounting majors that are out there just like me. I made the mistake of saying investments instead of speculation, which is a clear difference. For you guys watching, the main difference between speculation and investment is the amount of risk involved with the trade. So high risk trades that are basically akin to, like, let's say gambling or whatever, or educated guesses, are more towards speculation, which is what I do because I like my 136% average return on investment, let's say. And lower risk investments based on like fundamental analysis fall in the category of investing, which would be more index funds, mutual funds, bonds. Lower risk, if not guaranteed puts by the government, like bonds. So I made the mistake of saying investing instead of speculating, which technically I'm a speculator. Now, most of the people watching this video aren't finance majors necessarily or accounting majors. So the reason I said investing instead of speculation was just because investing is the general term that goes across the board. So technically, I'm a speculator, not an investor, but call it whatever you want. If it makes money, it makes money. The main purpose of that I'm going to talk about in this video is how there's a huge difference between investing with a little money and a lot of money, which investing, speculating, I'm going to use interchangeably because I don't really see risk, let's say, yet. So when I say little money, I mean anywhere from a penny to $50,000. $50,000 is not a lot of money. You can make that. If you can't make that in a year, that's almost sad. Like, you should, if not, like, a real challenge would be making 50 grand a month, personally at least, which maybe my bars are set higher than most people, but I think that's not unrealistic. And the beautiful part about having $50,000 and less is you can make that back in a year so easily. If you were, hypothetically, even if you were to lose it, which if you read anything by Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki, they talk about there's 3 types of investors. People who just invest, not worried if they win or lose, which is basically gambling. People who invest not to lose, but they generally either break even or make a small profit. And then there's people that, my favorite type, which is invest to win, who make the investments based on either fundamental analysis or looking into enough of the details so that they give themselves guarantees. If not even, if it's flipping or investing in speculating in tangible things like Steve Jobs did, where he sold he sold the Macintosh before he even had it created. Sold 40 of them to a local computer parts store and then went and built it anyway. So he had the guarantee already of the order. All you had to do was go find the products, which is I relate to drop shipping or selling other people's items, because then you don't have to worry about having it in stock, which is always nice. The reason I say like 50,000 and less is a good number to not be worried about. You still want to invest to win. However, if you lose it, you're not going to die. Like, it's not the end of the world. $50,000, you can literally get a job at Costco. I want to say working 10-hour days every day of the week. You make $13 to $15 an hour, which wages are shit. I'm much more of a fan of profits instead of wages. But in this example, you could get a job just about anywhere, making $15 an hour, work 10 hours a day, and make 50 grand a year. And that's still horrible. Like, I'm not condoning making 50 grand a year. I think you guys should all be making, if you're watching these videos, I want you all to be making like $1 million a year, $3 million a year, like $100,000 a month. Like, that should be, if not even higher goals, because I like shooting for like insane goals. However, once you do hit that threshold and you get past that and you get into larger investments or dropping like 100 grand on stocks and stuff, it obviously becomes more difficult. I'm always a believer in doing your due diligence, even if you're only investing, let's say, $100 or speculating with $100 compared to 50,000, 100,000, $250,000, like whatever, 1.3, whatever your number is that you're playing with. I like to use the word play instead of invest because maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm young, whatever. But then once you do hit that point where you're above the, let's say my magic number is $50,000, once you're above that threshold, then it does start making a difference the amount of risk you take is obviously lower. Obviously, you don't want to go lose 50 grand overnight, so your risk will definitely be lower. But it also opens the door to more cash flowing investments, such as businesses, which I'm not a fan of stocks, sadly enough. Maybe I need to get into it, but I like the entrepreneur business owner approach to investing a lot more than buying stocks for capital gains and dividends, which dividends are nice, especially with compounding. But I don't know, maybe I need to be introduced to it, I guess. In either case, I hope this clarifies what I spoke about in the last video about how there's clearly, obviously, a definition or a difference between speculation and investing. Christmas trees up. Wish you guys all a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the video. If you want to see some dope cars, because I occasionally get to drive some cool cars, check out my Instagram at @TheJoshElbow. If you want to see some decent financial tweets every so often, check out my Twitter as well, at @TheJoshElbow. I'm not doing cocaine, I promise. If you saw this video on my Facebook page, feel free to give me a share, give me a like. And if you enjoyed this video, why not give me a subscribe? You'll get automatic notifications every time I post a new video, as well as if you have any other questions, feel free, comment, message me, check out my website, whatever it takes to get your question answered. I'm here to help. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy New Year, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. I celebrate Christmas, so we're going to say Merry Christmas because I'm not politically correct. Sorry, not sorry. Until next time, guys.